G'day everybody. I'm back with a quick update because I want to explain about this wire. Now, the last roll I had, they had sticky stuff on it, and it had yellow sticky stuff on it. So it wasn't too hard to clean that one up because as I bent it, like this, backwards and forwards, it can pop off some of these glue. Pop off. Some of this does, but this one's bonded on real good, and I had to scrape at it with a knife. You pain in the butt. Yeah, it's really bonded on there. One focus. It's a more thicker, more bondish glue than the last roll I used, which is a pain in the butt. But anyway, I give it a scraping. It's this second go now. About to finish it off. I did half of it. Now I'm about to do the second half. I'm going to have to scrape it all off so it looks like this. I'm going to hit it over with the steel wool after that because it's sharp little plastic. If you don't get it off and you go to hit it over with the steel wool or clean it, you can cut your finger. So watch it because I've done it. So you got to get it all off and then you can work with it better. Bit of a pain in the butt. You don't even want to do that if you've got time, or you get your kids or someone else to do it. If you're just a person that likes to do the artistry part and not clean, don't we all, right? But if you got other people do shit, get them to clean it up for you. Because some of it can be a mission. They're all different. So here's another roll. This one here is actually aluminium in it. It's not a copper one. It's like this one. Some of them are copper, and some could be just copper plated, like these ones. Smaller ones are usually like that. The bigger ones I notice ain't. You can tell by how heavy they are. This weighs a ton, and these are light as. Here's another one. See, aluminium. But I could still use them for something, but I prefer to use copper, so I like getting the copper ones. And I'll show you the tree over here. That's what I did do it. And I've still got to put some epoxy on here to shine them up. They look a lot better when they're wet. Like, they pop. The moment they get this like whitey look. It doesn't get rid of all the whitey look, but it can get most of it to pop when you're wetting them up. When they dry a bit, you don't see it too well. And I'm only going to do a little bit. I'll add just a couple more things to it, my little touch. Because I've come up with, instead of actually doing a whole thing in the whole job, I decided I'm going to just do a bit, get it going, put my touch in it. Hey, you know what I just noticed too? One of them fell off. That one fall off. Wasn't holding very good. I'll have to hit that one again. Some of them will do that. When they get cold, this glue, they're not that strong. They fall off. So what I do, after you got it set in a position, that glue, you can get some super glue and just put it back on and it'll stay there and it holds it better. If not, you hit it over with the epoxy and that's like hitting it with some super glue. It gives it good strength. But a lot of times I've actually just knocked them off and then just hit them with super glue if you think they're not that strong. Sometimes it doesn't hold it very well with that heat glue. But it can help you position the rock. Yeah, I'm going to get it mostly going and then let Dad and Karen make the rest of their tree story with it. And they can add their own path to it. It'll help them connect with what I do. So I thought it would be a good idea. What do you reckon, people? And I'm going to make another one for Jessica, as she come around before and she likes the look of it. And I said, do you want one? And she's like, yep. So I'm going to make her one and she can do the same thing. And I told her about the story thing. You can make up your own story with it. Put your own thing in there. Anyway, I'll be back again with probably another quick update because I'm going to do one more. One tree's going to be for Jessica, which is another 6 over there I've got to do. And then these ones I'm doing now is 6 plus an extra 1.5. So I'm going to have an extra 3 on this one. So it'll be 15 instead of 12 on my tree. And then the leftover piles, the skinny ones here, but I've still got to get a little bit more of it. There's a little bit more over there. And I've got to cut the rest. And I'm going to make up another whole thing with that and these pieces when it comes to the rest of the copper. That's what I thought. So I can bang out 3 trees and then another project that's about to come, plus me 2 staffs. That's about it. That'll end up making out of that, and plus a little bit of aluminium sheeting. So see how I go, eh? What do you reckon I'm going to do with these? I'll get you thinking. I've got a couple of ideas, but one of them sticking in. Then I'm going to try first and see how it looks. What would you do with these? And some copper. You could do a lot of things. You can go Mr. Squiggle. Sometimes you go to make something, and you're like, halfway through it, and you change your mind. I do that a lot. A lot of artists will do that. Anyway. Oh, and this part over here. These bits, the leftovers of the first one, before I decided to keep the top copper and make up an anemone. I like saying it like that because we used to have a friend and I used to call her that all the time, the anemone. No, rather to do with that plant. Yeah. And they say that jellyfish come from the anemones. Is that it? No, jellyfish are like an anemone, sorry. They're a cousin. Because
I have no idea what exactly it is.
remember that's what they called it? The anemones out of Finding Nemo. It just popped in my head.
The place they live at. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's called the anemone, isn't it?
I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show for a while, but it popped in my head a little bit of it. I don't think it, because I was meant to say jellyfish and the anemone popped up. I'm like, oh, I'll talk about that for a second. But they're cousins, I'm pretty sure, of the jellyfish, because jellyfish start off like from the anemone type of plants. I have to get back into them. Been a while since I got the ocean full ones. You know the docos where you see, when I used to watch fish docos, they're quite calming. I could fall asleep watching them a lot. That's what I used to do. So I don't watch them particularly too much, but I do remember bits of it. And I'm pretty sure they're cousins. And they're the jellyfish. They come alive and they spore off and they're like bloop, bloop, bloop. And they come off the plant, bloop, bloop, bloop. So you might as well say that that's like an evolution in water between plant and alive, like the plant becoming alive. You know what I mean? Bloop, bloop, the jellyfish. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Is the other one's a jellyfish, and I cut the top pole off. I was getting all the poles out, and then I went, what am I going to do with all this? And then the second one, I thought, hey, I'm going to keep the top one and make a jellyfish. But with the leftovers of these, what I was going to say is I'm going to put these around the crystals, like I was just showing you before, and I can bend them, like so, and shape them into a certain shape. And they can go like a petal kind of thing. Like a leaf around a petal. Rose petal, coming up like this kind of. I think I'm saying it right. Leave me know in the comments if I say anything wrong. Because this is new to me. Speaking. What professional words to use. Anyway, bye-bye, and have a good one. See ya.